Hi, I'm Jim Camposano, editor of Super Chevy Magazine, and we're here with Mike Salzillo of Shell Lubricants. We're at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and we've got a great video in store for you.
Yeah, we're going to have some crazy things to show you guys tonight. We got some product demos going on, we got some food, we got some booze, we got some cars in the background. You might be able to hear the rumble. We'll get Jim here in one of those cars, going about a 165 around the track. And it really isn't just any car, it's the Chevys from Richard Childress Racing that we'll be putting these guys in. Kevin Harper will be driving around the track, and maybe even Mr. Childress himself.
Now we should note that there will be no booze until after we've ridden in the cars, and certainly the drivers are not having any booze either.
Not at all. That's only for the celebration and making it through the laps.
We're going to be doing donuts out there in the infield. It's going to be great. We're here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway getting ready to do some hot laps in a real, genuine Sprint Cup car. They won't let me drive it, but I will ride it. Tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway with one of the legends of NASCAR, Mark Martin. We're pleased to have him. He drives a Hendrick Quaker State Chevrolet. You've been driving for a while, a couple of years. You started in '81. How would you say the cars have changed over that time?
Wow.
I mean, you've driven...
As much as computers have changed.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, they've changed a lot, and every aspect of the car has improved through technology, and development. They've developed every aspect from the tires, the shocks, of suspensions, the engine, the horsepower. I know in 1981 I went to Daytona with 600 horsepower. And now these guys make 850 pushing 900 horsepower out of the same basic parts, so that's how far they've gone.
And they don't come apart like they used to. It seems you very rarely see an engine failure on the track.
That's true. That's a very good point. Yeah, there was fairly common failures and mechanical failures and engine parts failures and what have you back in the day, and that really, to run a full season and not have an engine failure didn't really start till about 10 years ago.
And the oil, I'm sure, plays a large part in that.
I'm sure it plays a large part in that reliability. I'm sure that over time it has evolved just as every other part of the race car has.
The safety aspect is huge now. I mean, the things you see probably couldn't have walked away from 20 years ago, 30 years ago. How do you compare driving the car of tomorrow to, say, the previous generation car?
Well, that car in the handling department has come a long way since it was introduced. They didn't drive very good. They handled really poorly. And were just really a handful. And between the development of Goodyear's tires to sort of match up with the race car, and the race teams just getting smarter with the suspension components in the front end especially, the cars really handle good. I mean,
you've had quite a bit of success with it.
Yeah, I've been real fortunate to drive some fast race cars, working with Hendrick Motorsports especially in the 5-car. We've had some real fast race cars, and I've had the time of my life the last couple of years here driving the 5-car.
What was your first car as a young man?
Oh, let's see. My first really nice car was a Chevy Blazer in 1974. I drove my parents' cars some before that, but that was mine. It was pretty cool.
Any cool Camaros, Corvettes, Chevelles in your past?
The coolest car I had. My dad had the super cool cars. He had the Chevelles. He had a Roadrunner I think it was 70 with a 440. Man, it was bad to the bone. And then, or it might have been 69. And then he had Chevelles with the 454s in them, and I really like that. But then he got, I think it's 74, he got a Trans Am, and man, well, that was nothing but a race car. I mean, and so in 75, I talked him into letting me have that, and those things handled so good, you couldn't hardly wreck one of them.
Very far ahead of their time for what
I'm serious.
What everybody else was driving.
I'm serious, because if you could have wrecked one, I would have, the way I drove it. But it was
you were just practicing for later in your career.
I was practicing road racing for sure. It was an incredible car, and that's probably the coolest car I ever had. I mean, it was just amazing how much power and how much handling that car had.
You said, maybe you'll get some classics when you slow down, but you're really not slowing down. You seem to be enjoying it as much as ever. More than ever.
Yes, sir.
So, how would you gauge your performance as a driver? Say, as an athlete ages, obviously their reflexes may slow a little bit, but the brain is a lot better.
You give some. There's winners and losers in age and maturity as well. I've dedicated 23 years to a physical fitness routine that is above and beyond anything that would probably be required to be a NASCAR driver. And it's one of the passions of my life, and I think that has had some to do with my longevity. There are some things that I can't do, or can't do as well, maybe as I did 20 years ago. But there's a lot of things that I do better, and I have to use and work with what I have to work with now, not what I had and I have lost. So I'm doing everything that I can with what I have, the tools that I have to work with right now, and it's going great. I had one of the best racing seasons of my career last year, and so it's been a part of my life. It's been the focus of my life since I was 15 years old, and I love the people. It is family to me, and it's something that I don't know how I will ever replace it.
Well, continued success. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with us tonight. Good luck in the rest of the season in a Quaker State Chevrolet, sir.
Thank you.